the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
Ejebo, eja, enyaba bedu. Minewo kasa idie Kwame Bafo Abronye a ono Bono Regional Chairman. Jedeba beto monim se eji enso ede ne nan asim a yepe bill ede ama Kwame Bafo Abronye na acha edwada enu Monday die na ebia yetimi awie bibia ampa ene ne judge etimi a movie application edi kokopie mu ewo court na court no ekohwe lawyer no kokohwe Kwame Bafo Abronye ewo cells na busuafo Kwame Bafo Abronye health condition get out of hand me no kasa die baabi a ne BP ne namnom ne ade no se kasa bia ye gyae Kwame Bafo Abronye na ebia Friday ya san ede no akopie mu court na yante asempa me no kasa die no nam so ema judge no agiatum emia granting a bail of 50,000 Ghana cedis with one surety na lawyer no ekasa o de yenkonkoti
and then yaba court yaba court movie bail application and then my lord so bail application movie I mean wajiatu and wa granted bail no amaye or say bail no 50,000 Ghana cedis with one surety, no justification. They are not a bail, my lord, the ama the client. You say I better find the password, you better execute bail, ama my client I a coffee. The catch report and they say if we are done I buy and be seen there. I mean my client on the condition I had the assessor. I mean say last year no be who saw your but as it stands the BP. I mean or the health and aid deteriorated until I had to run back to court. Now in fact me how I met to court in any country court and they say after the last time I buy and your master any health in it, only now so now until for free. Yeah, the bill is a phone and or the 2 more or guarantee. Hopefully, so when PN now because conditions no more my I mean, it is that favorable, sir. You better not execute na yati yourself free. Hopefully, some clients when PN yeah, na me charge your channel or be free custody.
Start with a reflection of our journey, the noble profession we subscribe to. Reminders abound that our profession is closely tied to that of a clergy, a truth reflected in our court attire. On the day of our enrollment, each of us undertakes a solemn obligation to uphold the Legal Professional Act and by extension, its rules, the Legal Professional Conduct and Etiquette Rules, 2020, LI 2423. Too often, this is hurriedly given, as the prospective lawyers are in a joyous haste to flaunt their new status as fully fledged lawyers. Yet the weight of this undertaking must not be lost on us. It is the very foundation that prepares us for our role in sustaining our democracy with utmost integrity and acting fairly. The Constitution of the Ghana Bar Association enjoins us to protect the independence of the judiciary. This is a duty the association does not take lightly, and from time immemorial, the bar has fiercely performed this duty. My learned friends, we are all aware that Article 146 of our 1992 Constitution has come under severe scrutiny in recent times. For the first time under the Fourth Republic, it's been evoked in respect of a Chief Justice. The position of the bar must be stated clearly in this regard. The bar recognizes the fact that the power of removal can be exercised under Article 146, but the bar's major concern relates to the process. In the absence of specific rules of procedure, the sketchy process potentially lends itself to arbitrariness and a lack of fairness. Hence, the bar's resolution on the matter, which was as follows. The Ghana Bar Association hereby also calls for the immediate enactment of clear and comprehensive regulations relating to matters under Article 146 of the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana to ensure transparency, accountability, and fairness in all proceedings involving Superior Court justice, particularly in the context of the impeachment or removal of such officers. This resolution was passed and publicized by 30th April 2025. However, no rules were produced. It is commonly said that justice should not only be done, but manifestly be seen to have been done. The lack of an enactment for such rules in the case of the removal of the fourth highest person in the nation should be a matter of concern for all of us. These rules should have been known to all and sundry before the commencement of the process, as it greatly affects the standard to be met. It ends up being an unfortunate precedent, which lacks fairness, a situation that calls for redress, if indeed we are custodians of justice. We all deserve justice, from the well-endowed in society to the less endowed, from those who wield political power to those who don't, from those who have economic power and those who don't, from those who dispense justice to those who receive justice. We all deserve justice. The effects of another resolution passed at our mid-year conference on the assignment of cases electronically is also yet to be experienced as resolved. Now to talk about free speech and political insults. One cannot deny that the discourse in public life, especially across new media, leaves much to be desired. We don't need to insult each other to make our point. However, there is a growing concern that in the bid to curb this growing menace, the very foundations of our constitution are being undermined. This should never be used to cower the populace into silence. The phrase, "I may not agree with you, but will defend your right to say it," attributed to the French philosopher Voltaire, should be our creed. We cannot, as a nation, go back to the culture of silence. As was said by Admiral Nelson at the Battle of Trafalgar, he said, "England expects every man, and I add women, to do his or her duty, and so does Ghana." It beggars belief that a judge in a constitutional dispensation more than 30 years after the return to constitutional rule will rely on the quote of Idi Amin Dada, the former military dictator of Uganda, and the philosophy underpinning George Orwell's book, Animal Kingdom, to arrive at a decision. Colleagues, I do not speak in a vacuum. I speak about the recent ruling given in a case in the Circuit Court Accra, a ruling which would have been roundly condemned by a cross-section of Ghanaians, and it is so being done. Indeed, we have a lot of work to do, and we must constantly remain vigilant if we want to remain a constitutionally democratized country. Our country's democracy cannot be based on warped philosophy and the totalitarianism preached in the book Animal Kingdom, Animal Farm. Our 92 Constitution is based on equality before the law, and that should be our creed. The Latin is omnis ante legum oris sumus, which means we are all equal before the law. As I close to the end of this address, respectfully, two urgent national issues are worthy of mention. Illegal mining, referred to as galamsey, and some treatment received by lawyers providing services to clients. On illegal mining, my lady has addressed us on that. And I would add that we were informed by a recent media report that Ghana imports the highest number of excavators in West Africa and the second highest number in all of Africa. If indeed that is the case, one may ask, what thriving business in Ghana requires the importation of such huge numbers of excavators? If entrenched interests hide behind status and privilege, then we as lawyers have a moral duty to strip away the impunity that shields them. The rivers of Ghana cannot speak. The forests cannot do likewise. But we as custodians of justice must raise our voices on their behalf. Finally, on affirmative action. To end on this note is to remind one of the strides taken by our women in the professional space since the passing of the Affirmative Action Gender Equity Act 2024, Act 1121. Some of our male counterparts argue, half in jest, that the women are now dominating law faculties, Ghana School of Law, Attorney General's Department, and are on the brink of doing so on the bench. And perhaps it is about time that we show them what can be done to regain their position. The good news is that this situation is the new normal. Since September 11, 2024, a number of key institutions in Ghana have come under the leadership of women, such as the Ghana Prison Service. Ivory Coast took a cue and have elected their first female bar president. Currently, there are at least 3 female bar presidents in Africa, and I am in good company.
So there are more pressing things for the IGP to turn his attention to. The IGP went to Boko. His own vehicle was shot at. The gentleman who shot at his vehicle, he couldn't arrest them. He rather went to promise them police recruitment if they put out their arms. So for an IGP to use the law and his position to settle personal scores, I have a problem with it. But you see, we don't learn. Public servants and politicians don't learn.
Who doesn't have a personal score?
We don't realize that. You see, we don't.
He doesn't have a personal score with Abronye. That's
what is the issue with Abronye?
But it doesn't mean he has a personal score with him.
What is the issue with Abronye? If I defame you, if I call you names, what is the recourse in law?
MFI is the law student.
No, what is the recourse?
Well, don't we have definitely is not a criminal
exactly.
thing.
Don't we have?
But is that a personal score?
If you read the facts of the matter, it is by extension that they brought the IGP matter in there. It's not the first cause. It's not the first. The two charges on which the 2 counts didn't have.
What are the issues behind the 2 counts? I want to know.
The conduct, his conduct.
What is it?
Well, the police didn't state in the conduct.
So you see, so the mere fact that Mbefa. No, but what is the issue? Just tell us. I mean, educate.
I mean, he's your party member. You should have
the mere fact that even on this set we are struggling to put a finger on specifically what the issue is, beyond the fact that you don't like the guy the way he speaks and maybe his insults, which are pure moral issues and all of that. We are struggling. You are trying to push him into a certain space. Because if what I am hearing Abronye is being held for is what it is, then I'm sorry, Mr. IGP, the Ebuako North a party executive of the NDC is on video, the video is here, saying in clear words that he is going to kill Nanabi, the national organizer of the MPP. He's going to kill Afenyo Markins and other MPP people. He said it in Akwetia. He was in a white jalabia, and the video is here. The gentleman is still walking.
Has MPP taken it up?
Yes. A petition has been written to the IGP. He has done nothing about it. So you see, Kojo, you and I should be worried, Emifa.
But these conducts are not moral. They are
I am saying that you should be worried. You should be worried that if I miracles threaten you, like the Ebuako North guy has threatened the Afenyo Markins and Nanabi, and we send a petition to the IGP, he does nothing. But when it has to do about him, then he is all over the place trying to show somebody where power lies. We should be worried about that. For me, that is the only concern that I have. Mr. IGP, the time is taken. The days are moving, Emifa. You are going to be on the other side. You are going to be a civilian pretty soon. Are you going to be proud about what you are leaving behind? See, in the past 8 years, you and I have seen several IGPs come and pass and go. And I'm sure when they are home, there are things that they would sit back and say, did I do it right? And I think the IGP needs to do some reflection and ask himself, why is it that I'm selectively applying the law? We were here when Azoka threatened Afenyomakin on live TV, on your channel. Mm-hmm. They said they had arrested him. To date, nobody saw when, how, where Azoka was arrested. And yet, 3 nights ago, yesterday, and even this morning, the police have released statements with suspects they had arrested with handcuffs. We see Abronye every day moving up and down with handcuffs. How come we never saw the NDC guy in handcuffs? How come the NDC guys who are threatening everybody across the country are moving freely? That is where my worry is. You are selectively applying the law, and that is not law. That is discrimination.
But at least the Attorney General, if anything Martin Pebo has been saying is anything to go by, the Attorney General says that today they were going to step. You have an interest in
You
that.
think it's okay that we are the mercy?
Charges.
No, hold on. You think it's okay?
It's not messy.
You think it's okay that we are the mercy?
But it's not it's not messy.
That we are the mercy and discretion.
It's not.
Now what is
messy.
it? No, but he's been remanded for 1 week. So if you say the Attorney General is intervening, it's messy. We thank him. We thank him.
Oh dear.
We thank him.
Let's talk about Abronye.
The most important thing here is that the IGP should just be fair and apply the law equitably, or with equal arms or hands. Is that not the case?
Yeah, as the judge says, we are not equal before the law.
Why are we not equal? Why? Why do we have social classes? So as we sit here, what is the benchmark to determine your level and my level and Kojo's level? So that we can be measured and know at what point we will be picked up and at what point we will not be picked up.
You have a moral shirt on.
Yes. So I am protected.
MFA, who's the complainant in this issue? In Abronye's issue?
I haven't come across that.
Okay.
But you see, it's a very legitimate...
Because if you commit a crime, the police can pick you. You don't need an individual.
I wanted to base on that to ask Miracle a question. Because Miracle seemed to be hard on the IGP. Instead of, because it wasn't the IGP who remanded him into prison custody. It was a court.
Oh, of course. But the IGP, you see, but the state goes to pray for the remand.
Yes.
The judge
but it is left for the judge to say, I listen to your prayer or not.
But we know the matter. The lawyers of Abronye had actually been told what the issue is. In fact, they've been played a video where apparently Abronye was using certain words, which the IGP finds unpalatable.
Yes.
You understand? So we know what the issues are, and we know the facts behind these issues. And I'm saying that these are misdemeanor issues.
We get it, but it's not the IGP who says, I'm reminding you.
The IGP is the one, the IGP and the police are the ones prosecuting the matter.
Yes.
So they are the ones praying the court for remand.
Yes.
So what are you talking about?
But it's left with the judge to say, or the court to say.
But we've read the judge quoting memes of Mugabe to make really. I don't want to see, I am hesitant
to attack the court
in picking on
the
court. Right, that's why I'm trying to stay out. But we've read it. I mean, if we have a judge using memes, memes, you have seen those memes, those Mugabe quotes, which are actually not Mugabe quotes.
Yeah.
Because that quote, for instance, is an Indian Army quote. But if you have a judge using that, then I mean, we are in trouble. We're in trouble. As for that judge, I'm sure in the next few days he'll probably get a promotion. Because if it is not for a promotion that he's doing what he's doing, then I'm afraid. I am so afraid that right now I don't even know what to say and what not to say, because you may never know. And when you are picked up in the morning, you don't even know which judge you are going to be presented to, and whether the judge is going to use the law or is going to use Mugabe memes.
Well, I think that honestly, Miracles will be all right, because he's not just because he belongs to a political party. We've had legal practitioners saying that for a misdemeanor, the way the matter is being handled is quite untoward. But let's get into Dr. Bawumia and his campaign. So, Dennis, one of the newspapers reported that Dr. Bawumia says that Ghanaians should forgive him. What for particularly? And that the Constitution this morning also says that we'll maintain Bawumia for 2028, Ashanti region speaks. If you have seen a new polls by a new researcher, Dr. Evans Dua, I think, which is putting Kennedy Japan ahead of Bawumia as opposed to Global Info Analytics. I've put all of these 3 questions together. What is Dr. Bawumia apologizing for? 1, if that is true and the newspapers didn't misreport it. And 2, if you've seen the polls that says that the sample size that Global Info Analytics used to put Dr. Bawumia as the front runner, the sample size is very small. And so he had increased the sample size and the numbers have changed. Have you seen the poll?